Hello and welcome each and every one of you. With you today is me, Daiga, multilinguistic international coach therapist from DCT Center. Also, I'm proof speaker, healer, energy worker, guide, mentor, co-creator, galactic ambassador from Pleiadians. And with me is two lovely, wonderful, beautiful ladies, Morganne Rayne and Jeannie Rayne. Morganne Rayne is spiritual consultant, gratefully providing access to high dimension of being. Morgan has been called healer of healers as a way to describe the unique spiritual tools she shares. Morgan is here to serve those who see great understanding of their sacred spiritual self and have the deep desire to integrate that consciousness in their 3D world. And Jeannie is saying about herself, I am lifetime student of growth. I continue to take classes to enhance my knowledge base. At present, I'm studying internal family system. So, hello, my wonderful, lovely, beautiful ladies. How are you this morning?
Beautiful.
Busy.
Okay,
A lot to do to prepare for solstice.
Okay, I think we need today really speak about solstice, how your guide is telling you.
Yeah, this is it's this is a long awaited time of the year. And I think back to ancient cultures, this was a pivotal time of year, a great marker in their cycle of living. And as humans in our modernity, I think that we've gotten away from so much of the markers, and it's kind of like there used to be like rituals for rites of passage and things like that, and those kinds of beautiful experiences and markers of time just really don't much exist in our world, especially this world of modernity that we live in. Those kinds of things seem to be forgotten. But today, we move into what's called the summer solstice. And, it's interesting. I like to look, me, I like to look at words and what does that mean? What does solstice mean? And what it means is the sun stands still. The sun stands still. And for a brief time, it does. It stands still. And so when we think about that, that would have been something very important for indigenous cultures. It's also called the strawberry moon, which I love because right now I've been picking strawberries like crazy. I've planted old indigenous strawberries, the ones before they turned them into big fat red strawberries. I've got beautiful white strawberries, and those are the old strawberries, of which they took and hybridized and made a big fat red ones. And there are red ones too, but the white ones are the most delicious things you ever ate. They taste like a cross between a kiwi and a banana, and just very vibrant taste. So I was out yesterday picking those, and this morning I was picking the red strawberries, but to celebrate the strawberry moon, to celebrate this moon time. So as we move into this full moon time, I'm pretty sure it's in the full moon of Capricorn. And so that'll bring some interesting experiences as well. But yeah, so we can talk about it. Jeannie, what do you think about what's going on with solstice?
I always think these times are always good for letting go and being intentional, moving forward about what we want to bring, what we want to let go. It's just a good reminder because sometimes we carry things through, and I think it's really good to have these quarterly times where we can remember to let go of what doesn't serve us and move forward into the way we want our lives to be.
Yeah, and this is the day of the longest day, like light of the year, and I like to look at that metaphorically. Right? Is that we come into the light, and here we are shining full beam into the universe. And then you look at what happens the next day or two. The days start becoming shorter again, right? So it's just always this cyclical thing of waxing and waning, of ebbing and flowing, of breath in and out. It's all that same kind of movement of nature that, and everybody knows here, I love to look at my world around what's going on seasonally and what's going on, because metaphorically it makes sense that we stand in how nature stands, becoming one with the Divine Mother and how she moves. It gives us great freedom to walk right back into our authenticity rather than the forged complexity that we've developed for our personas here, right? So it's that mask we wear of the persona that we think is acceptable or better in our world, but it stepped us out of that authenticity. So today's a beautiful day to remind us of we are the light. And that light is within us. What we see on the outside is actually just a reflection of what's on the inside. So, yeah, what do you think, Daga?
You talking about lots of spiritual things and cluttering and getting rid of things, but in my mind is firstly talking when you mentioned strawberries. Interesting. My friend's birthday is on 18, and we always have tradition already for many years. We going strawberry picking. We going strawberry picking, and we have like day out picking strawberries, then celebrating sort of her birthday in a cafe on the farm, yeah, chatting, catching up, and so on. So this year again, we had just been on Sunday, we've been strawberry picking again.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
See,
so
you're right in that cycle of what it is, right? It's like celebrate the strawberries coming. It's like too, there's here in the spring we have also something called the salmon moon. And there's two things that happen is the salmon start spawning, and the salmon, there are things called salmon berries. They're this beautiful yellow orange berry, and the birds love them, and they're okay. They're not very sweet, but they're pretty good. You can acquire a taste for them. We leave them for the birds because the birds do love them so much. But it's again, celebrating where it's the indigenous culture that names these moons, right? The salmon moon was because it tells them, the salmon are running, right? And that salmon were sacred to the Northwest Indians here on salmon, very sacred. And now a strawberry moon. So yeah, for my lunch, I'll be having a giant strawberry shake. So I'm looking forward to that.
yeah, that sounds very delicious. Yes, and another thing, what I want to say about my culture, I'm from Latvia, who doesn't know yet, and we manage to celebrate Midsummer Night even throughout years when everything was sort of cancelled, doesn't exist. yeah, because in Soviet Union, obviously nothing like that exists. Everything was cancelled, yeah, and every single farmer managed to make big bonfires and managed to make celebrations and all the time. This tradition managed to actually be alive, and it's still now obviously is free. Latvia is free, sort of, and now obviously again it's very huge, yeah. But yeah, all those years it's managed to keep celebrating.
Yeah, it's beautiful to keep those things alive, but also not to keep them in a stale thing of how it used to be, but to bring it current and make it alive, right? Bring life to it, not some dead or not some just oh, okay, so this is a celebration, right? But bring it current, bring it alive, make it yours in the present moment. I think that's really powerful as well. I've seen too many times that some rituals are just, they're just said, they're just, it reminds me of a long time ago. I had a client that she was getting married, and she wanted me to do the ceremony, and her husband was Episcopalian, and he wanted the priest to do the ceremony. So they agreed that we would both do the ceremony, right? So as I met with the priest to talk about it, right, he's very rigid, and he wanted to make sure that that I had the right, I don't know, seriousness or something. I don't know but he had this sternness about him, right? So the next day was the wedding, and I show up in full regalia. I wanted to show him I was like, I'm serious. I got the robes and I got the stoles, and so we do the wedding, and part of the wedding was the what do you call it? Where you have the host and the wine, communion. There's that word, communion, right? So when I don't do communion because I'm not Catholic or Episcopalian. I don't do communion, but so he explained to me about what to say, and when he had told me about communion and what to say, and I took that in my heart, and I took it, and it's like um, I knew that every person that was coming to me for that host was going to receive the blessing, the blessing, and it just like poured through my heart, and everybody, I was just blessing them. And while I'm doing this, all of a sudden I felt this tap, tap, tap on my shoulder, and I look up, and it's the priest, and he said, "You're going to need these," and he pours all his hosts onto my plate, and I look up, and there's nobody in his line. It's like all these people have lined up in my line to get this blessing. After the ceremony was over, he called me to his office. I go, oh man, I'm in trouble now. No, I wasn't. But what he said was, he goes, I could feel what you were doing. You were truly blessing the people. He goes, we have forgotten that. He goes, I have forgotten. It's just become a rote thing, right? Well, why freaking bother then, right? If you're just going to do something that's just, oh, bless you. It's like sneezing and going, God bless you. Do you really mean it? Right? It's like, and so for him, it showed him the power of truly taking that ceremony and using it to truly bless, and not just letting it be some rote ceremony. So that was beautiful. But there again, that's just what it is, to take it and make it in the moment and real. And what's the true purpose behind this? And the true purpose at that time was to bless everyone. And it's so good to make it alive, make it real in the moment.
Yeah, I once took a Bible class, and it was Episcopalian place, and the priest. I was a stay-at-home mom, and the pastor asked me to join the class, and I said okay, and so I went, and it was all older people, and me, and the priest and the pastor, and we would point out, we would discuss a part of the Bible, like passages from the Bible, and the pastor and I were trying to, like, we were talking from the heart and where we were, like what it meant to us in the present moment and everything. And when we asked somebody, like when the pastor asked somebody else, they would quote the Bible, like they would quote more passages.
Mm-hmm.
And we never knew what, like, if it meant anything to them. Like it was just quoting. And we were trying to help them, like encourage them to talk about what that meant to them. And they could not go, like they could not transition. And it was, it just showed, for me, it showed an older way of being, that we don't live in the present and bring things forward about what it means today, because the world is constantly changing. And if we stay in what it meant in the past, we're not growing in that area, And so it's like, I think it's really important. And I love that you brought that up, is to bring it to the present moment and,
Mm-hmm.
and be present. And, like you said, that was beautiful that you blessed all those people. I mean, what a gift.
It was an honor. It's like, for me, it was like, I get to bless all these people. Oh my, I was so excited.
Yeah.
And those people, they could feel it.
Exactly.
Right. They could sense it, and they wanted that. People want to be blessed. People want to be loved. People want that, and they'll gravitate to that.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a beautiful story. Thanks for sharing.
Oh, you're welcome.
I just feel sorry for this poor pastor.
Yeah, but look, I mean, he was wise enough not to get upset about it, because, the day before, my experience of him was so stern, and I was scared I wasn't going to do it right, because he had that whole, priestly persona of, of righteousness, right? And then I show up the next day, equally in the regalia, right? So we're matching in the how we look, and but there was something different about me, is that I took the whole thing and brought it alive, made it alive and current and real. But he got it, what to me, that's the blessing in the story, is that the priest woke up to, wow, what have I been missing, right? And and that's the way we should be. It's even like in our prayers, right? If you're reciting a prayer over and over again, does it have any meaning? Right? Are you connected to it?
Right. And I think it's also, I mean, it reminds me of relationships. Sometimes relationships are stuck, in the past, and they're not present for what's happening. And it's really good to be present and say, because every day is a new day. Every conversation is a new conversation,
Mm-hmm.
and so it's beautiful that you brought that up. And as we turn to summer, in the solstice, and it's like there's so much newness and richness in it,
Mm-hmm.
and beauty. And
Mm-hmm.
So for me, as we go forward, I'm thinking to bring that newness to the present moment, you know, because as people, we live in, a lot of times we live in the past about, you know, with holding grudges and holding, you know, different things and different stories. And, you know, it's about letting go and giving everybody the opportunity to,
and that, that holding grudges is righteousness too. It's being righteous.
Right. And you're living ego.
Yep. And you just can't even move forward with it. You're stuck in the muck of the righteousness, of the being right about the story. It's almost like you want to freeze time. You know, you're trying to accumulate agreement around that. And sometimes people succeed in that, which is really sad. But to, you know, again, I was having a conversation. I was trying to remember who I was having this conversation with yesterday, but I was talking about, I have this 5-year-old granddaughter, and I just went to two graduate, one of my oldest granddaughters and another child, their graduation. I went there 2 days ago. And I was thinking about Amaya's graduation will be in, so she's just starting kindergarten, right? So 13 years from now. And I went, oh my God, I'm going to be 85 years old. Will I even be, I mean, it's like I was just going down that path, you know, and then I went, I need to live every day full out because it's like when you wake up and you realize, oh, in 15 years, I'm going to be 85 years old, right? It's like, that's not very much time.
Yeah.
That's just a few short years. And, you know, it was a big wake up call. So yeah, live fully every day, savor every moment, give your best in everything. Because this is it for me. This is it, right? I'm on that downward slope of living life, but not giving up, but giving fully.
Right. And the reality is that we all are, you know, that we're all, you know, because we can walk out today and get hit by a car. We don't, you know, tomorrow's not guaranteed. And so it is like be present in the best way possible, you know, for full growth, because we have this one opportunity and it goes by in a flash.
It's true, you know, and if our whole planet, if everybody decided to do that, we'd be out of jobs, but that would be fabulous, right?
Absolutely.
Because really, if you think about everything that people come to us for, it's things they're holding on to in the past.
Mm-hmm.
Things they're stuck on in the past. But if we could live fully awake and aware and alive in the present moment, oh man, can you imagine our world?
So you know, in a way, so what I'm thinking about our listeners is, you know, well, that's easier said than done, but it's about continuing to do our work and move from ego to love.
Yep.
And it's not romantic love or anything. It's about universal love, and you know how we love the world into being. You know, no matter what's going on in the outside, we just continue doing our work, letting go of the ego, letting go of the stories, and dreaming our world into existence.
Yep. Well,
exactly. And we both, sorry, I drop in that. We both, Morganne and I, we both have projects. Which one really is not project for next 10 years? It's project for lifetime. And normal people would start do this project about in their 20s, not in age we are.
Right? Yeah, I know. People don't start project. Well, I think about too. I live in what they call a co-housing community, and it's exquisite out here. It's like forested land, and I mean the deer. I just had a brand new baby deer walk across my lawn just
Wow.
a little while ago. With all the spots, and it can still, its little legs are still really wobbly. So what I live. That's what's all around me. But the woman who imagined this place, because everything that's created, somebody's imagined it. They've imagined it, and they've said yes to it. Okay, so you got the imagination. Wow, wouldn't that be cool to have a co-housing community in the forest where the animals can just all walk around and everybody? It's like she had that idea. She said yes to it. And then she moved on the yes, right? And then that was like 40 some years ago. That's a long, she was in her 70s.
Wow.
In her 70s when she did this. So it's not about the age thing. It's about you have a divine idea, you say yes to it, and you move. If she had said no to this, I wouldn't be sitting here watching the baby deer with the new spots and the wobbly legs walk across my field out there. You know, we don't know when we say yes to, and that's the thing, people get beautiful ideas all the time, and usually the first thing that happens is, well, I don't know how I'll get that done, that can't be done, or I can't do that, or I don't know how. It's like immediately they build up those walls of no. Those are walls of no. I can't, I won't, I don't know how. That's all walls of no. But the moment we say yes, and I read a quote here not too long ago about the power of saying yes. When we say yes, that providence moves, and all manner of things orchestrate to make that thing happen, right? And it's like I've seen that with my project. When I first got that, it first started coming in dreams, and then it would be like I'd be walking, and all of a sudden, boom, it was there again, right? And then I'm writing it all down. I'm drawing little pictures. I'm doing all this, and I say yes to it. Whatever's coming in, the more I say yes, the more comes. And I didn't know how I was going to fund any of this. I don't know how I'm going to do any of this, but that's not my business. My business was to say yes. The same for the lady her name was Shirley. Same thing for Shirley here. She didn't know how she was going to do this. She did buy a piece of land, right? But then people started gathering. People started saying yes to her vision. People started, now there's like 36 houses here, and it's all in this community of, and it's not always great, but, we are a community, and we do live here, and we attempt to be in harmony and peace, which is beautiful. But yeah, the power of saying yes to those beautiful ideas that come in.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's great. We don't know how it will turn out. I have no idea how my project will turn out.
Nope.
I know it's great. I know I'm working there. I know how it looks, everything I know, but I have no idea how it will turn out.
And I want to just mention this, that there are ones called vision casters, right? We receive a vision, we say yes to it, and we begin to develop it in the imagination, right? It all starts there. If you haven't developed in the imagination, it's not going to go anywhere. But when you start saying yes to that, you develop it in your imagination and you bring it to life. This is what we call bringing it to life. In my project in Wisdom Sanctuary, I see it, I feel it, I experience it. I get excited because I know the services it's going to provide. I know what it's all about, right? who couldn't get excited about that? So I can say yes to it every day, but I'm the vision caster. So what we get mixed up is we think we have to do everything, right? We have to be the visioner. We have to be the implementer. We have to be the doer. No, we all have a gift, right? And some people are going to, in fact, people know about my project. One woman says, I want to fund your project. I want to help fund your project. I want to be, people go, I want to be a part of your project. Can I live where you, it's like, there's all this energy of saying yes around it. There's all this energy of yes. My job is just to hold the vision. Spirit was very clear about that. You're the vision caster, right? And so in holding the vision, I just allow and I watch how it comes together. I watch how the universe coalesces around this idea and brings everything that's needed for it to come to fruition. Who else has big ideas? Out there in the world, who's got big ideas? Can you say yes to them? Right? Check in with yourself. Are you building those walls of no, or are you saying, okay, yes, I'll do that. I'll put my energy into that. It's important, and how powerful that yes energy is, and how it makes me feel more alive than the no energy. I can't. No, you can watch your whole energy field go down, but when you say yes, it's like all manner of possibilities arise from just saying yes.
I at the moment working with one client, which one was quite beaten by the life. He loved to play football. He was playing really in professional team. Then he lost his one eye, so he couldn't play football anymore. Yeah. Then he had business, great business. His business partner walked away with most of nearly everything. Yeah, with all money. Girlfriend walk away. Yeah, and literally now he from businessman, successful sportsman, businessman. Yeah, now lives with his granny in a village without anything. Yeah, and I need somehow figure it out how inspire him and bring him back to life, because at the moment he doesn't feel he can do anything.
Yeah, loss is a tremendous force that squashes the life out of people. It can. If you look at loss as personal and almost like that been done to energy, that it's like they make it about themselves, the loss about themselves. Yeah, there's a deep sadness when people take that loss and arrange their lives around that loss. That's the biggest loss. When people,
I hope he will remember. He will remember, and I will manage to help him to bring his spark back. Yeah, to actually start inspire him again on something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because yes.
I worked with suicidality, and one of the things that really helps is to ask people who are suicidal and have tempted different ways, is to say, why haven't you done it yet? And there's a reason why, like some say excuses like why it didn't happen, but say, okay, if if there was no excuses, why do you think you're still here? And then they'll say something. And what I do is I hone in on what they say, because it's usually a person or a idea or something, and it's like, so you want to cultivate that, like it could be a grandmother or somebody, and it, in psychology, we one of the things that people need in their lives, and what we talked about earlier, is a purpose, like a dream, like that we are here to, to not to accomplish things, because people get think, oh, I can't accomplish anything, or they're really can get pretty negative around it. But it's just about, what do they dream? If they could do anything, if their life was perfect, what would it be like?
Yeah, and to move on that.
Right, exactly. And,
Yeah.
and so how can we make that happen? And but so it's keeping those dreams alive, or those people alive, and bringing them into conversation all the time, and so they're building on it, and you're getting them excited about it, and so as they do it, other things play into their world, that it's like it's changing their vibration by giving them hope about something, giving them helping them create a vision.
Yeah, and that's the thing that I see, is that people don't dream so much anymore. They told what to do, and they get complacent in that, being told what to do, and so they give up any capacity to dream, right? Which you were, as you were talking, I was thinking about the idea of dreaming our world into existence.
Absolutely.
Yeah, what for me, it was like settling so beautifully in my heart about, we're still dreaming our world into existence. Now, we can dream a nightmare into existence, and that certainly happens, or we can dream a beautiful dream into existence. And it's time to bring back those beautiful dreams. And if I had one wish that could be bestowed on me, I think that I would use that wish to say, ignite every heart with their dreams. Because I know that if we all had our dreams ignited within us, and we say yes to those, who we are as a species, uh, we're going to wake up and realize who we truly are, that we're not just a meat bag, that we are divine sacred beings with that gift, and that capacity to dream, that's divine. That's divine.
Yeah, only the problem is, lots of people have this lovely saying, I will believe it when I see it.
Yep.
And I convince them that it's actually
that's a no wall. That's a wall of no. I'll believe it when I see it over there, right? And so there's no opening. There is not one bit of an opening for the vision, right? So people get so attached to you got to touch it, feel it before you believe it, right? But dreamers, they don't believe that, right? Visionaries don't believe that. Visionaries create it. First in mind, then in form. First in mind, idea, vision, imagination, then in form.
Right, because everything that exists in the world came from a dream first.
Yep.
And I think people are afraid to dream too. their fear that it will never come into existence. And they're wasting their time because it will never come into existence. And that's, again, that's all ego. You know, it's living in fear, and it's we need to believe, you know, it because everything is energy. And we're creating energy all the time. You know, we're creating energy in this talk here, and it's like, how do we want our energy to be? And we can live in fear. So whenever I have fear in me, I'm always like, okay, I got to go there because I got to work with that fear, or else that fear, no matter what it is stopping me. So it's I have to work through my fear, or else I'm stuck in that fear. Fear is nothing but stuckness. And once you walk through it and walk through your fear, you know, there's always growth on the other side. Because you realize it's just a boogeyman there.
Yep.
Nothing there.
Yep. I call it the defensive gatekeeper. That's what fear is for me when it comes up. And what is it keeping me from? What is that gatekeeper holding me back from? Well, for me, I look at what's the opposite of fear. In the Course in Miracles, we talk about the opposite of fear is the opposite of fear is love, right? We sometimes think the opposite of love is hate, but it's not. It's fear, right? So that fear, when that's there, yes, we must look at it. We must confront it, because on the other side of that is love. And in love is all possibility. In fear, there's no possibility. That's the wall of no. In love, it's the divine yes. It's the sacred yes, where everything's possible. And but people, because they use their limited eye vision, you know, you were talking about this guy who lost his eye, you know, and then he couldn't, you know, it's like, I lost this and then I couldn't. Oh, I lost this and then I couldn't. Right. And he kept putting up those walls of no in front of him, so that now he lives imprisoned behind those walls of no. Right. And, you know, for you, Daga, your heart wants to spark his heart and help him remember. Right. And that's what we, as healers and therapists and generators of divine wisdom, that's what we want for humanity. Is we just want them to just wake up.
No, but you know, one thing is work with somebody who never ever been in anything successful. Yeah, I have another client that's comedy. That's not client. He's just lose all money what he been grabbing from grandmother, from parents, from everywhere. He put in a business. He didn't finish school. He put in a business. About 20 years old. So everything put in a business. Then this business burned down. Yeah. And that's it. All money is lost. Yeah. Now he is not interested in anything. Yeah. He very happily do absolutely nothing all day through, and he loves his life. He's not don't
Yeah.
have negative thoughts. He doesn't have negative thoughts. He still has some money from grandmother's money, which one tick him over. Yeah, so he's fed. He managed to sleep all day long. He managed to play games, and he's very happy. All he does all day is go out, see sunset. Yeah.
So Morganne, I mean, Daga, why is he seeing you then if he's so happy?
He doesn't know yet, because my company offers 1 month free therapy.
Oh, I see.
So he think it was great idea for him, for me to give him some tablet 3 times a day to swallow to make his life better.
Mhm.
And he was very surprised I'm not issuing tablets.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that why I'm talking about him, because there is two different people. Yeah, one person who really been already, make it happen, and not once. Yeah, and now sort of lost everything and feel down. Yeah, then at least I know there is this core. There still somewhere is this spark, is this core. Yeah, I can
Yep.
work with you. I don't know how yet, but I know I will manage to somehow spark up him, yeah? But another one, he's happy.
Yep. Yep. People do loss in very many different ways, right? And some will take it very personally and retreat and hide and be sad, and they start the implosion, right? They're dying already, right? And then some go, okay, what's next? Okay, what's next? It's like, and to be free from it, we get so attached to how it has to look. And I love it when I hear about people who can experience a loss and go, okay, all right, there you go, and still be happy.
Yes.
I want to bottle that and send that around the world.
Okay, it's time for our meditation, Morgan.
Wow, already?
Yes, we've
Wow.
been chatting. We've
Wow.
been chatting for quite a while today.
Wow. Yeah, this has been a beautiful conversation. I appreciate it. Let me just kind of get in this mode. And so I'm going to invite everyone to let's get centered. And let's just take all the energy of this conversation about what we've been talking about dreams, about the sacred yes, and what happens when you have the courage to say the sacred yes and align and come into alignment with source. So just take all that energy that we've just been talking about and just breathe it in. And breathe it into your heart. All those sacred yeses that have happened all throughout time with all humanity. Just breathe that in. And as you think about it, think about where you may have put up a wall of no. This wall that says, I can't. I don't know how. That wall of no, and probably I think everyone has a wall of no. And if you have one, I invite you to just bring it up and meet that wall of no where it is. And there are things that I've said, I don't know how that will happen. I don't think that's possible. I have those areas too. And so I meet my wall of no and I greet it. And I invite each of you to greet your wall of no and realize that wall of no is the fear, is your fear of it not happening, your fear of looking stupid, your fear of being disappointed, whatever the fear is, meet that fear and realize it's all part of this wall of no. And this wall of no is guarding and protecting and keeping you from the other side. This wall of no is showing you all the areas where you don't believe and you have forgotten. This wall of no is where love is not present. So as you have courage to look at what is keeping you from the other side, this wall, this fear, this disbelief, this I'll believe it when I see it. Imagine this wall, and how big is your wall? How high is your wall? How deep is your wall? Just get in touch with that and ask yourself, is this true? Is this true? Begin to challenge the no wall. Begin to pierce that wall because it's not solid. And it's all made up. We made it all up. We made it up through disappointments and losses. But the same, it's not true. It's not real until you say yes to the no wall. And so this day, I invite you to look beyond the no wall. Look beyond that. Begin to deny its existence because it's just fear. And fear is not real unless we say it's real. And I invite you this day just to say, this is not real. This is not truth. This is fear. And it's keeping me from being fully present to my authentic being. Take a breath in. And imagine right now that there is no wall. All the no's have just come tumbling down because you're not giving it any more energy. And what's on the other side of the no wall? Once you let it all down, let the fear go, let the illusion of the no go, what is there for you to say yes to? And move into your heart. Just move into your big, beautiful heart portal. And within your own heart, what's been nudging you? What's been asking for your attention that you've been saying no to? And just for a moment, allow yourself to say yes to this. Say yes to those ideas and thoughts that are coming in that would bring joy and happiness and goodness and peace and bliss to our world. Take a breath in. Come within your heart and learn to say the sacred yes, where you merge the divine idea with your own mind, your own heart. What's one thing you can say yes to today? And what a beautiful day to do this on, this sacred day of solstice, where the light is strong and beautiful. Let that be your light. Let that be your sacred yes, that shining light of yes. Let this light shine in your heart and on your dreams. And I give you permission to ignite all your dreams. Let those dreams come alive. Take a breath in. Bring your attention again to the present moment with your sacred yes instilled in your heart, with an idea or a dream that wants to move itself forward through you. And guidance is saying to smile. Everyone smile with your dreams and your sacred yes. Take a breath into that smile, that sacred yes, and that capacity to dream your world into fruition. So on this beautiful day, as we celebrate this light, we celebrate the light that is within us, guiding us, showing us, igniting us, and urging us to that beautiful, sacred yes. And as we do this, get prepared to watch how the universe brings all the elements together to bring your dream to its reality. And so in love and light, fellow dreamers, I give thanks for all of you as we together birth in and dream in a world that is peaceful, is playful, is powerful, is joyous, has goodness all over and through it, where every being on our planet is well fed, well clothed, beautifully housed, has everything they need and could possibly desire. Where we walk with one another with joy and love in our hearts. As we dream into reality, this state of love and peace, I give thanks for all of us. I give thanks that we are the dream of our ancestors. And at some point, our descendants will be the dreams of our dreams. They will be the answer to our dreams. And so in love and light, I send us all away to dream, to say yes, to become the living light of this day. And so it is. And come back, be with me.
Beautiful.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Jeannie, do you have something to say?
Nope.
You are not help to me at all. I was so happy to you with us, so I can rely on you to finish off. But no.
No. That's all on you, Jaga.
Thank you, everybody, for watching. Thank you. Those who is first time, please look up. We have many more beautiful shows, many more Morganne's knowledge, skills, and wisdom to look up. Please remember, like, share, and subscribe for my YouTube channel. And thank you very much for being with us. Happy solstice, and see you next time. God bless.
Bye, everybody.